Every morning the world starts quietly, one soft light at a time. Homes flicker awake, shops open. People take those first small steps into a brand new day. And in all of that ordinary movement, there's something kind of extraordinary. A moment worth noticing, a spark you feel before you even name it. Sometimes it's quiet, sometimes it's small, but kindness shows up right on time. And every morning we choose to show up with you so we can look for that spark together.
Good morning. I'm Matt Roof, the Uncommon Kindness Guy, and this is Kindness Rising. Let's rise together.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Kindness Rising, your morning dose of hope, humanity, humor, and heart, where we have a little less rage bait and more high fives for humanity. Thank you, everyone, for coming out this morning, joining from wherever you are. Say hello in the chat. Get involved in the comments as we continue our conversation about perspective. And today we're talking about that perspective when there's missing information, how quickly our minds fill in the blanks. An unanswered email suddenly feels intentional. A short response suddenly feels personal. Oh, they're hurting my feelings. A delayed reply suddenly feels like rejection. But often we don't know the full story. We know the observable facts, and then we add our interpretation. Today, we're exploring the difference between internal perspective and external perspective, because sometimes the fastest way to clarity is simply separating what we know from what we think we know. What we know from what we think we know. Or do we say what we know from what we think we know? Anyway, good morning. Of course, Mike Sullivan. I am so glad, so grateful for you every single day. Roseanne, thank you. Grateful for you every single day, too. Never tire seeing you both here. And I know there's others out there. I see the numbers up there. Say hello. Say hello to Mike. Say hello to Roseanne. Say hello to me. I'm Matt. And I come here every weekday morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern, to say hello to you and to get us up on the right side of the bed with less rage bait and more high fives for humanity. And today we are talking about and continuing our dialogue, day 3. This week we're talking all about perspective. We talked about zooming in and zooming out, zooming in, zooming out. We talked about that perspective. We talked about our individual perspective from our own, seeing things through our own eyes versus seeing things through others' eyes. And today we are continuing that talk. Say hello in the chat, get involved. I see you out there. Please get involved. Talk to us about how you take perspective. When information is missing, are you filling in the gaps? Are you filling in the gaps from your imagination or for what you know? And how are you acting on that? Astronauts often describe something surprising when they're viewing Earth from space. That's where this all started, was the Artemis 2 mission. And from orbit, Earth looks peaceful. It's quiet. It's unfiltered. Unfiltered. What a word. I don't know where that came from. It's quiet. It's all together. No visible conflict, no tension, just peace. No visible urgency, just a small blue dot. The pale blue dot effect. Yes, absolutely. Carl Sagan, we talked about him yesterday too. But of course, we know that on the surface of this earth, life is a little more complicated, right? From outside, it looks real calm, but internally, it's complex. Both of those things are real. They are not the same thing, though. They are not the same thing. Internally complex and externally calm. Because humans are natural storytellers, we interpret tone and we infer intention. And I'm getting all kinds of messages. What is going on? Apparently, we are having the LinkedIn effect. Yes, of course. I don't know. Every time I think I've got that thing licked, that LinkedIn message comes in. So I don't know if I'm streaming on LinkedIn right now or not. I don't know. I don't see any comments coming in from LinkedIn, so it's possible that we have an interruption. I don't have the time to fix it right now. I hope our friends over on LinkedIn will find us over here on YouTube. Yeah. All right. So back to our subject at hand. A little distracted by the system messages that I'm getting here, but I really want to talk about how we fill in the gaps of our story. I'm filling in the gap right now. Jerry Ginger, good morning. Thanks for filling in the gaps here. I appreciate that you've come out. Who else is out there? Say hello. We are talking about perspective. Absolutely. And about how, as humans, we love to make up stories in our heads, especially when those facts are missing, right? Stories, and the stories we tell ourselves. We imagine motivations. Again, we predict the outcomes of things. We navigate uncertainty by filling in what we don't know. So it's like, okay, well, let's just assume this, making those assumptions, right? But sometimes those assumptions, I know it happens for me. Those assumptions go, they must be upset with me. It probably isn't going to work. I always mess this up. What, this is my, those are the messages that we have to not fill in our internal conversation, right? Because perspective improves when we start to separate data from story. Jess, good morning. Welcome back, Jess. I'm glad to see your name in the comments. I thought my friend from Kentucky disappeared on me. She's been gone a couple weeks, but she is back. And Jerry Ginger is back too, as well as Keith. Good morning. Mornings in the lab. Yeah, mustache man. You're I don't know. It's in a weird stage, that's for sure. Absolutely. Rooting out the stinking thinking. I love that. I'm going to put that one up. Absolutely. Good morning. Rooting out my stinking thinking, Jerry Ginger. I like that. That's what we're trying to do. Get those stinking thinking thoughts out of our head. Absolutely. The whole time change thing, Jess. I got you. Yeah. Your central time zone, right? I think we talked about that. So you're up bright and early. I appreciate that. Get into the swing of it. Sometimes making that change is hard, but I know for me, I've talked about this before. We're taking a shift because this is what I really like. I like to talk about what's going on in the conversation and have a conversation about it rather than just yakking at you people. But yeah, life-changing for me, finding a rhythm for sleep. Not related to perspective, although maybe my perspective improves because of it, but finding a rhythm of sleep for myself and waking up at the same time of day, regardless of the day of the week, regardless of what's going on. I give myself a little grace on either side of 5:30 in the morning, but that's the time I wake up, right? And it works for me. It works for me. And a little bit of grace on the other end at 10 o'clock at night. That's what seems to be working very well for me. And it's been a game changer for me. And that goes along with coming here every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. When I wake up at 5:30 a.m., I get my day started, I get going, and I know I've got folks out there waiting for me at 7:30 a.m. Eastern every weekday morning here on the Mornings in the Lab Network, where we are just thrilled. Today is such an exciting morning for me. It was for me this morning because I was just needed a little rhythm behind there and keep me going. I was so pumped this morning when I came into the network, logged in this morning and saw the shows that are lined up for today. The lineup for today, usually, it's been me, it's been Keith. Usually shows Today we've got shows starting today, 7:30 a.m. Eastern, right here at Kindness Rising. Then we get on over to Mornings in the Lab at 8 o'clock. Check out Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends, 8 to 10 every morning. But in between there, right at 8:30, if you want to switch over, you can check out Michelle Raphael Whitaker. And it starts with Joy Live, bringing that joyful message back one more time. And then the real excitement at 10 a.m. 10 a.m., I believe today's the day. What the Truck? 10 a.m. as Keith's show, Keith's Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends winds down. Check out What the Truck with Keith, or with Adam House and our veterans having good conversation about what happens when our men of honor come back from overseas and how they continue their lives of doing good work for good people. That's it. It'll be an amazing, amazing show. I'm excited for that. So keep with us. Stick with us here at More Than the Lab Network. We are growing. We are changing. We are evolving. We are here for you, creating the world's only, but therefore the greatest, morning network designed to help you get up and get after it every single day. That's what we are here for. Absolutely. And if you want to have your voice, be the first voice people hear in the morning, gather your tribe of folks and get the day started, start the conversation. You can do that too with the Mornings in the Lab Network. Don't forget to reach out to me. I'm Matt Roof. You can check out Keith Billis. You can check out the Mornings in the Lab Network. Absolutely. And come join us. Come join us. Join us in the chats. Join us with the program. Be a guest. We've got our guest engine started. If you want to be a guest and get some amazing content and be part of our growing guest network, you can do that too. Reach out to me and I'll help you figure out how to do it. All right, enough of the commercials, although I love talking about it and I'm excited for each and every one of you. Jerry Ginger Jess, Roseanne, Keith, Mike, all our friends from all over the place. Love it. Every single weekday morning, we are here for you. All right. As the song naturally comes to a close, I'll kick it off. All right. But right here on Kindness Rising, we always talk about an organization, some kind of an organization that's helping people live the concepts, the values, the lifestyle of Kindness Rising and what we believe in here and what we talk about across our six strings and the topic of the day and all that. So I am going to do that. That's our Kindness Spotlight. Our regular audience, regular community here knows this part. Love that. I don't know why that gets me every single time. Today's Kindness Spotlight highlights an organization helping people navigate disagreement with better understanding. Well, what? Better understanding in a disagreement, not just hear me and only my opinion matters? Craziness. The work of Essential Partners, that's who we're talking about here. You're looking at Essential Partners website. Is absolutely helping people have meaningful conversations across those differences. Political, religious, cultural, personal. Their approach is simple but powerful. They help their participants slow down the assumption. What a novel idea. Slow down our assumptions. Ask questions. Be curious, right? Curious how others have arrived at their perspective, because often what appears to be disagreement is actually just incomplete understanding. So we have dialogue, there are frameworks that encourage people to explore questions. Questions like, what experiences shaped your viewpoint? What values are you showing? What concerns might be underneath the surfaces, right? because we want individuals to be heard and we want curiosity to increase. Conversations become more productive when we ask those kinds of questions. And the work of the essential partners reminds us that understanding someone's perspective does not require agreement, but it often creates better outcomes because perspective expands when we move from assumption to exploration together. That is the essential partners. They're doing work out there in schools. They are doing school work in communities with community organizations, and you can see some of the impacts that they've had. Racism affecting that. Look at the partners from the YMCA to universities across the nation. This one, I haven't had a chance to read this article yet, but I'm very curious about how this turned out. A group of pro-life and pro-choice women met in secret for nearly 6 years. What we can learn from them. That is an interesting one of the, obviously the most hot emotional topics. We know that pro-life, pro-choice. For them to be able to be in the same room together for 6 years, and maybe something came out of it. I don't know. I'm going to check it out a little bit later. But that's our kindness spotlight, talking about essential partners. All right. What's going on over here in the chat? Jess is kicking it. Without communicating, we usually overestimate our differences. I agree 100%. Jess, I think through common understanding and discussion, we learn that we are all human. Not all, but the vast majority of us are mostly the same. Want the same things for our family, desire the same things for survival, for interest, for living, for life, right? What we want. Physically, genetically, we know, from the genome how much we're genetically connected, right? Absolutely. And we're all water and earth dust, same earth dust anyway, is the theory, right? So we know that we overestimate our differences, and it's the ego that gets in the way of us understanding. Absolutely. Okay. We're rolling on Kindness Rising this morning. Get involved in the chat. Subscribe to the channel. Say hello to us. We are here every weekday morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern. Getting you up with a little hope, humanity, and heart, and moving on to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends, and the whole network. Be curious about the Mornings in the Lab network. Tell us where you're coming from. Get involved in the community across the shows, like people like Mike Sullivan have done. Yes. Picture in picture and the community page going, yeah, Mike, you were there in the beginning when I couldn't figure out how to handle these freaking buttons. And I'm like, but that's how you improve through reps. I'm trying to do it every day, get a little smoother as I go along, but still be the real me at the same time. I appreciate, Mike, your acknowledgement of that, because it's definitely one of the challenges. One of the challenges of going live when you're self-produced with the Mornings in the Lab network. You can produce your own show. We've got options to help you with that, but we also got our options that help you with your own team of producers. I choose to do it myself because I'm curious about it. I like it. It's something that I am invested in for myself. I know I miss out on some of the fancy bells and whistles that we have over there at Mornings in the Lab that really make things exciting and different. I encourage every single one of you to check out the shows because they're a little bit different than what I do, but at the same time, not. At the same time, not, because it's about people showing up, bringing their best and true self, their best perspectives to the world. and sometimes they do with help of our producers and storytelling and AI characters and all kinds of things. And sometimes we do it just like this, what I'm doing, just chatting it up, sharing my ideas, connecting this morning. It's all possible. It's all out there with the Mornings in the Lab Network. So come on out and check it out. Don't hesitate to reach out. All right. Commercial number 2 over. How about this? Let's move on. So today's episode, today we've been talking about filling in the blank and how humans are so uncomfortable with incomplete information because our brain prefers certainty. And when something is unclear, we'll fill in those blanks. Unfortunately, we tend to fill in the blanks with negative assumptions, explanations, the riskiest, most dangerous, most negative possible things that could happen. No response, they don't like me. A short message, they must be upset. Somebody rescheduled my meeting. This is probably going badly. Oh no. I get into it, trust me. That's why I'm talking about this stuff, because I have fallen into this trap. Of course I have, because I'm human and we all are human. Psychologists describe it as the negative bias. Our brains want to solve problems before they even exist. So we have to detect them from thousands of years ago, from resisting threat, right? And preparing our brains for an attack, right? It was safer than assuming that it was nothing. I don't pay attention to that. We get eaten, right? But that wiring still exists today in our modern environments. And that can distort our interpretation. Sometimes a little bit of silence, especially with the immediacy of response. That's something that I've struggled with as technology has made our connections faster. This is urgent for me. I'm interested. I'm excited. I'm ready to go. Might not be for the other person on the other side. They have other things going on, right? But I go into that bias of, oh, they went silent. That must mean they're rejecting me, or their ambiguity about their response must be that they're criticizing. They're just being nice. They don't want to tell me the truth or whatever, right? Or they're delaying. They're just holding back. That's so disrespectful. Same situation, different story, because our perspective determines how, that's how we think. How we think determines our behaviors, and our perspective improves when we notice that we're adding that information. It's a little clunky getting there, but that's my point. My point is it starts with that self-awareness. Always starts with that self-awareness. Whoa, I'm adding information here. Was that a fact, or was that a fact I made up? Was that an assumption? And in my mind, it's a fact. We're filling in the blank, right? Instead of doing that, we can pause, we can consider alternatives and try a different approach. On top of having a little bit of a thicker skin, on top of being self-confident as we build that, but understanding that other people's motivations rarely are against us, right? Instead of trying to read in between the lines. I've fallen prey to that. Absolutely, for myself. All right. Which brings us to the elephant. The elephant in the room. The elephant that's been sitting in the room the entire time. Do you guys see an elephant? I didn't see the elephant. I don't know. But the elephant is the blind man. Well, the blind man and the elephant. You guys know this story. It's pretty common. I think I learned it in high school, maybe even middle school. Back that far, it's very, very common in the world, right? The idea that several blind people come up to an item or ask to touch this item and to tell us what it is. One person touches one part and he concludes that he's touching a snake. Another touches another part and concludes that he's touching a tree. That's the leg of the elephant, right? Another one feels the ear of the elephant and it's like, oh, that's a fan that's going to cool us off. Each perspective feels accurate, Each person is confident and each interpretation makes sense, but only based on the information that's available. Absolutely. And sometimes that can lead to disagreement. You can imagine people having that argument. What are you touching? You're all touching the same thing. What are you touching? No, it's not like it's right. And so the point is that that argument might not come from bad intent. It just comes from having partial information, touching different parts of the same situation, drawing conclusions, and believing we are seeing the whole picture. That's the all right. The vinegar tasters. I don't think I know that one, Jess. I just got drawn into the comments. I love when comments pop up. A new spin on the vinegar tasters. How about this, Jess? We're running out of time here, but if you next time you come back, which will be tomorrow, I know that because I'll be here. Hopefully you'll be getting up on time. You'll share the vinegar taster story. Will you do that with me tomorrow? I don't know it. So I love stories like that. Allegories, little, what are they called? Allegories, I guess. Whatever. So yeah, let's do that. Next time you're in, Jess, I want you to help us with the vinegar tasters, if you will. I'm asking you. All right, cool. You agreed. That's cool. All right. That's what I'm talking about. This is what I love. Thank you, Jess. Thanks for doing that. It's really cool. Love that interaction, and we'll learn from each other along the way. All right. So anyway, we are winding down. Time is flying by here, but I don't want to let the entire morning go by without saying, of course, thank you to everyone who has come here, but also doing our takeaways for today. 3 ways to practice your perspective today. Absolutely. Separate your observation from interpretation. Instead of they ignored me, try something like I haven't heard back yet. Facts create clarity but stories create tension. So stick with the facts. Add possibility before certainty. Before assuming intent, consider that there might be multiple explanations, right? The fact that there might be multiple explanations will make things a little bit softer and therefore widen our perspective. And lastly, ask one clarifying question. Can you help me understand? That's it. That's all it is. Help me understand. Curiosity will reduce unnecessary conflict and bring us closer together. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Patricia Clary, I'm glad you're here. We are winding down, but please come back. Subscribe to the channel. Come on back, 7:30 a.m. Eastern tomorrow morning. I will be here. I will be here every single day because that's what we do on Kindness Rising. We show up every single day, 7:30 a.m. Eastern for a half hour of hope, humanity, and heart. Well, thank you again. Before we send everybody off, let's just have this little idea that our internal story, the story that we're telling ourselves, is powerful, but it's not always complete. Perspective will grow when we pause long enough to ask ourselves, what do we know? What am I assuming? And what else might be true? That's how clarity will appear when curiosity replaces certainty. So stay out there, stay curious, have a great day. Until tomorrow morning, 7:30 a.m. Let's do this. Remember this, most elephants are bigger than the part we're touching. And I want you to do this. Stay uncommon and stay kind. What if your mornings could be inspiring and ridiculously fun?
Kindness Rising isn't just a show, it's a full wake-up vibe.
It's freaking fun, people.
Yeah, man, it's got real get-after-it energy.
I love it.
Wake up with Kindness Rising.
I help purpose-driven people grow their impact. 5-ingredient recipe to help you build your personal brand. Get out there and take kind action.
If it's live, they'll feel it.
On Kindness Rising, we bring you proven strategies and fresh ideas you can actually use. If you're not failing, you're not trying.
Exactly. Fail fast, rebound faster.
You'll see the bloopers and the genuine connections that make kindness contagious. We sometimes get into a little bit of trouble.
Pretty much my life made the list.
You can trust what you see right here is honest, respectful, and uplifting. Social impact organizations, and we always talk about them. Try kindness. It's way cheaper than therapy. You just made my day.